Hey, how are you? Christine Regan Lake here. Hope all is well. So, today I wanted to talk to you about when the love has died, but the wallet is empty. So, why do I want to talk about that? I want to talk about that because it's actually a really, really big deal. So, when I used to volunteer at the Safe House, some of the statistics that we were provided were that if a woman is in an abusive relationship, she may actually leave 6 or 7 times before she finally leaves permanently. And one of the reasons that someone may return back to a relationship, even if it's abusive, is because they don't have command over their finances or they can't afford to live on their own. So the challenge with being in, on the worst end, being in an abusive relationship, on the other, and kind of on the lesser scale, is more just staying in a dead relationship or a dead marriage because you simply can't afford to leave on your own, or you're too scared to leave on your own because you feel like you can't make it on your own. It's too intimidating. You don't think you have the earning potential. Maybe your partner was the person who was in charge of always handling all the money and managing and budgeting and things like that. So the intimidation factor of leaving the relationship because you don't have proper command of your financial life is a huge factor. And the thing is, it's kind of like this insidious thing though. So you're in a relationship that is not fulfilling to you, and if it's in a relationship in which your partner could be disrespectful or condescending to you, that whittles away at your self-esteem. Now it becomes even harder to leave. Or sexless relationships where you're in the relationship and you're not getting your sexual needs met, and but again, you're dependent upon them, on the two incomes, to actually be able to kind of live a life that you are enjoying, and you're pretty clear that if you leave, the quality of life or the standard of life that you've become accustomed to is going to drop. And so you're kind of like, oh, I don't know that I really want to deal with that, right? So that's why, I am so passionate about talking to people about their financial situation, and, speaking to people, getting real with them about, one, not just changing their beliefs, because your beliefs at the subconscious level around your relationship with money and your worthiness of receiving, that's an intimate part of your foundation. And to be honest with you, in terms of like the worthiness factor, that's going to impact who you allow to love you, right? Because if you don't have a strong sense of self-love and self-worth and self-esteem, then you will settle for relationships that are, beneath what you're worth. And it's not to say that the other person is not, worthy. Everybody's worthy, but we all have different, we all reside at different frequencies, live our life at different frequencies. And, people who don't do their inner work tend to be highly dysfunctional. They can be very triggered into their ego. So when, the relationship hits any kind of challenges, which every relationship will, they drop down into ego, defensiveness, fear, and they can go on the attack, as opposed to being conscious enough to witness their ego, acknowledge that they've been triggered, and then try to move forward in resolving whatever that kind of issue is from a place of love, respect, compassion, and kindness. So, my mission on my channel is really about helping people to blast through the blocks that they have around love, sex, and money, and helping people understand that all three of those, love, sex, and money, are intimately connected. One influences the other, that influences the other. And if to be a joyful, fulfilled, human being that has a healthy relationship, that feels independent, that doesn't come from a place of desperation, you really need to have all three of those anchored from a healthy place. You know, you need to have your finances in a healthy position. There are over 12 different mental disorders with regard to people's finances. People are struggling with financial PTSD and they don't know it. People have run up huge amounts of trauma debt from traumatic experiences in their life, and now they're saddled with that. All of these things impact one another. And so you really have to ground yourself and get all three areas of your life anchored into a solid foundation. The love piece, you know, it's about healing your wounds, healing the wounds from childhood when you needed your parents to be there for you and they couldn't be for whatever reason, not because they didn't love you, but more because they didn't have the tools or weren't conscious enough to be able to give you what you needed at that moment. The sex piece, having a healthy sexual relationship in terms of knowing your own personal boundaries, having the ability to speak your truth about what you need, you know, in the sexual area of your life, also being able to speak your truth about the boundaries, about things that don't work for you, and having a grounded financial life where you are on top of your money. You have a healthy relationship with money. You don't use it as a vice to run, you know, either overspending or, you know, underspending, where you live in a vibrational state of fear and lack, where you can't even enjoy your money because you're afraid if you spend it, you know, you won't have the money in the future. So love, sex, and money are so intimately interwoven, you know, in so many aspects of your life. That's why I'm so passionate about it. You know, I have worked with people helping them to release their trauma blocks in love, sex, and money for the last 10 years as an energy healer. I'm very passionate about it, and I would love to support you if you know that you have any area blocks in any area of this part of your life. So my email is in the description box if you want to reach out and schedule a session. I work with people in person and over the phone. And as always, I'd just like to close my video with bringing attention to a link that I have in my description box, which is my fundraising link for Operation Underground Railroad. I am an abolitionist and I am looking to raise $1 million for Operation Underground Railroad to rescue these children from human trafficking. There are over 2 million children who are currently enslaved around the world today. It's a $150 billion industry. It's the fastest growing criminal enterprise on the planet. And I would never ask you to donate if I don't actually lead by example. I've personally already contributed over $16,000 to Operation Underground Railroad. And I hope you would join me in that fight to rescue these children. They need us. They need our love and our leadership to set them free. I hope you have a beautiful day. I hope you found value in this, and I look forward to speaking again soon. Thanks. Take care. Bye-bye.